Okay. So once you click on the modules, it will move to this screen. So we can see all the existing modules in here, right? So some of these are VT, the plugins, right? The modules we install through the plugin, like using with this icon, we can see the modules with we install with the VT plugins, and the others are default Vtiger modules. If you want to install a module, you can do it from here. We need to get a zip file and we can import it from here. Once you click on it, it will go to the screen and we need to accept this disclaimer, and then after we can select that module and we can import it, right? So otherwise, if you want to disable any module, right, if you want to deactivate any module, you can just unclick this. So if you uncheck this, it will disappear on the list, right? Here I have unchecked the opportunities and organization modules. When you go here and click, you can't see those two modules in here right now. Sorry, I think you have to refresh the screen.
Okay. Quick question. Yesterday I asked you to reset everything back to default in terms of permissions and the different accounts in user management. Did you do that?
Yeah, I have done that. When I do the demo, I have reacted to all the changes I did.
Okay. Yeah, I want everything to be back at default afterwards.
I think there is an issue on this menu, because this menu is VT menu. Even I have deactivated these two modules. It is showing here. I am not sure why is it showing here, but it's in this menu. It's not there, right? So I think we have to report this to the providers, because even after we remove the module from the module manager, it is showing on the menu. There is no point to show it on the menu, right? So I think we have to inform that to the VT guys. It's showing, but when we click on the module, it says permission denied. Maybe that is how it's working, right? So again, I can enable these two modules. After that, if I go here, still it's saying permission denied. I'm not sure what's going on with this. Okay, now it's okay. So maybe that is how it's working. Even if you are deactivating the module from the backend, it is showing on the menu, but once you click on it, it says permission denied, right? So other than that, in here you can see the settings area. Under the settings area, we can do few things, like we can add fields and layout and workflows, the fixed list values, opportunity numbering, web forms, and the other things. So this is available on all the modules except the like emails and few other modules, right? So these things are available on this menu as well. So I will explain it through here, not from here, right? So if I go to module layouts and fields, it is showing the modules here with the alphabetical order. Start from asset, it's showing all the modules, right? So what we can do in here is we can add fields, we can remove fields, we can add new blocks, we can set relationship, or we can set duplicate prevention as well. So I'm going to show you how to add the new field, right? Let's go to organization module in here. Let's go to the create view.
Did you guys see the CSV data that I gave you guys to upload as well into the CRM?
I think I got only one list, one CSV file list, so I have done
You
that.
only got one list. If you go on Is it this? Hold on. There's 3 of them. If you go on Trello, there's 3 different attachments. One's a zip and 2 are CSVs.
I will check that again.
There's 3 attachments in that one article. I mean, in that one little, I don't know what to call this card. In this card, 3 attachments in there.
Okay, I will check it tonight. So,
Thank you.
okay, if you go to organization module in here, right, we can see all the fields displaying under this edit view, right? So these are the fields displaying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new field. So if I want to create a new field under this tab, this block, organization details block, I can click it either here or in here, right? Both is similar. So once I click, it will appear this pop-up. So from there, I should give the label name, right? So let's say we need to add an additional phone number. So let's say additional phone number or something, because it has few phone numbers. So we need to select the type. Maybe it's a text field, decimal, integer. If it is a phone field, we can directly select phone field. If it is an email field, we can select email field. Or if it is a date field, we can select date field, right? Then the calendar will appear, right? If it is a, so we are going to add a phone field, so I'm selecting a phone field. So don't need to give any text length, because by default they are getting the length of the phone field. Otherwise, if we select a text field, we have to give a length like 20 or 30 or whatever the size, right? Then we can make it a mandatory field. If we tick on here, it will take as a mandatory field, and it will available in quick create view as well. Or we can set it as a header view or key field view as well, right? So once I save this, this appearing here, and if I go here and if I go to the edit view and if I refresh the screen, it's appearing here as a mandatory field. You can see this star, right? So if you want to edit, maybe if you want to uncheck the mandatory option, so you can do it here. Or if you want to hide the field, you can hide it from here as well, right? If not, if you want to remove it completely, you can remove it from here as well. In this, most of these fields we can, if you want, you can delete, but some of the fields you can't delete because those are mandatory fields or those are system fields, right? So those kind of fields you can't remove. Other than that, you can remove any kind of fields. Again, if you want to add a new block, right, so you can click it, you can click here and you can give the name, let's say block 2, and where do you need to position it, after organization details or other block, so you can save it. So after that it will appear here block 2, and you can add fields from here the similar way I have explained earlier. So that is how the field layouts, detail view layouts are working. If I talk about the relationship, right, so if I talk about the relationship, you can see this is the main module organization. These are the these are the modules which has linked with this module, right? So there are one to many and many to many relationships available, right? I am not sure you are aware about these things, but anyhow these are the modules which is showing under the detail view. If you go to the record detail view, if you go to the record detail view, these are the modules, right? These are the modules showing in here. If you want to remove anything, you can remove it from here as well, right? Again, the duplicate prevention, we can prevent the duplicate records by adding some fields in here. Maximum they allowed only 3 fields. In here you can see the organization module, it's enable the duplicate check, and it's checking the duplicate from organization name. Or if you want to check the duplicates from email or the phone numbers, we can set it here. And again, the action to take if duplicate record is found while syncing with the external application. The action may be prefer latest record, prefer internal record, or prefer external record. We can set it like that. So are you clear up to now? Jesus, can you hear me?
I hear you. I see everything. No worries.
Okay. So that is how these things are working. Then the module numbering. So module numbering is not a very important thing, but we need to know about that. Once we create a record in a module, you can see there is a number called this one, this organization number ACC 162. This is the place where it's setting, right? It is showing the maximum number. We have the start sequence is start from 164 right now. So if we create anything again, any record right now, it will start from this number, right? And it will add one by one.
Okay.
So that's how the module numbering is working. Okay, if you go to the automation section, this is the web forms. You know that if we have a website, we can connect web form with this CRM, right? Like if you have a contact us form in the website, once your customer came to your website and if he fill and submit this data, we can get same record into the CRM as well, as a lead or a contact or whatever the method, we can get that details to the CRM. So we can set a web form for that. It is also not a very complex thing. We need to give a name, and we need to select the module which will connect to the web form, and we have to give the return URL, whatever the final URL, right? So
Got it.
then after we need to select the fields, first name, maybe last name, and mobile phone, like that. So whatever the fields we need to give, and we can set it as a mandatory field or not. And if you want to set the upload option, we can set it here as well. And once we save, it will automatically create the form, right, with these fields. What we have to do is we need to click on this show form button, and we need to copy this entire code, right? We need to copy this entire code and we need to paste it on the web form we need to create, right? Then after, it will show all the fields, and it will link with the CRM automatically. Okay, that's a developer part. I'm not sure whether you understand this or not. So it's a developer thing. Anyway, I'll show you how to do that. If you want to edit or delete, you can do that in here as well, right?
Got it.
Okay, this is the scheduler, right? Scheduler means, you know, that we can automate the task under the CRM, right? Like, let's say if you are getting an email from a company called ABC, if you want to notify every time if they send you an email, because if they are an important customer to you, then if they send something to you then you should be notified, right? So we can set a workflow to notify by email or SMS, right? So we need to trigger that workflow from here, right? I'm not sure
For the
why is it.
SMS feature that we're able to message clients or any number, how do we connect the SMS feature into the CRM?
Yeah, I think we have already
Can I
integrated
already
that.
go on my CRM and message phone numbers?
Let me check. I think I have already set up that.
And the conversations are going to be kept inside the CRM, right?
Yeah.
Can I attach those conversations to projects?
how do you want to attach? Like,
Let's say I go on a project, and in that project, the client's name is Nancy Perkins. Nancy Perkins has a phone number, 786-999-2351. Okay, in the project, I'm gonna put a ticket on that project saying message client for installation date. Okay, I'm gonna message her through the CRM. Her phone number is right there. So I click on her phone number, I message her with the SMS feature, and then that conversation is kept in the ticket for the project. So it's confirmation that an employee did go out of his way to message the client, and it's right there on the CRM. Does that make sense?
yeah. I think it will store under the client record. I need to check whether is it store with the
If
project.
possible, yeah, if possible, I want it to be a feature where I can the SMS feature can be based on the project itself. So the project as in the module that I told you that's where I want to have my files uploaded and everything. I want to also I want to do almost everything from the project itself. So on the project for Nancy Perkins, I want to go on Nancy Perkins. I see her phone number. I click on her phone number, and then I start messaging her saying that we have the orders done, the installations due, whatever. And then those messages are kept in the project.
No,
through tickets.
in Vtiger actually, because we are not giving any phone number under the projects field, it's not storing by default. It's not storing with the projects. But if you message to a customer, let's say if you go to an organization and if you go to this organization and if you message to this organization, right? So it will store here the SMS.
How about in projects when I want to look up the project is going to be based on a client, not so much the organization. The organization is where we're going to purchase our materials. The client is where all the work's going to be done. So if you go on project, I want the project to be based on a client. So that's going to be a contact. That's going to be a personal contact.
Yeah, if you want to store it under the projects, we have to do some modification to the CRM because it's not available
Yeah,
by default.
perfect.
So
Yeah, I would
again,
like that modification.
yeah, again you can see the SMS notifier configuration. We can do it in here, right? Once you click on new configuration, we need to select the provider. By default, these providers are available. That Twilio, it's very famous. Again, the Clicktel, it's very famous. Those are available in USA as well. So once you purchase the SMS gateway from them, we have to give the credentials to here and we need to save. Then after we can send the SMS through the CRM. Okay.
Okay.
So you need to purchase either Twilio. Do you know about them?
No, I do not.
This company, Twilio or Clicktel. These are the very famous guys. So I think these two are the recommended providers. So if you're able, you need to purchase this and need to give the access to me. Then I can find the necessary details from them, right? So I can send this with the chat as well.
Got it.
Please check these two and confirm. Okay. So the next section is workflows. This is a bit of important part, right? This is the where we are creating the workflows, right? So there are many default workflows are available in here. Other than that, we can create a new workflow. I can show you how to do that. Let's say this workflow is workflow name is workflow 1. So by default, it's at the module. We need to select the target module. Let's say organization module. Then we need to select the criteria. When the trigger we should trigger the workflow, maybe with the organization created or with the organization update include creation. So time interval, right, or macro, like that we can set time interval by hourly, day, or whatever. Let's say we are setting it, normally we are setting it organization update includes creation. So with this, then we have to give the condition. Let's say the organization name is, let's say you need to get an email if you get anything from this company, right? Sheriff on, if the organization name is this, right? So then you need to set a condition, send email, or create task, create event, update fields, create record, or SMS task, right? Let's say you need to send an email. Once I click on that, I need to give the title and the person who should receive this email, maybe assigned to user's primary email, right? Then the subject, then the content of the email, right? For the content of the email, we can get some values from the module itself, like this organization number, website, or primary phone, whatever the important fields we can select like this, right? So we are showing the variable in here, but once we receive the email, it will appear the proper details, right? For the all the general fields as well, like if you want to click on the email and go to this record, you can select the cite your portal CRM detail view URL, right? So once you
Got it.
click on this, you will move to the CRM record as well then, right? Then after you need to save this. After that, if you get anything from that company, you will receive email. Okay. So like that, you can receive SMS, or we need to create, if you want to create or update any calendar record, we can do that as well from the workflows, right? Also we can set custom function. That means the function is not available by default on the Vtiger, but we can create it as a new thing. Okay. So
Got it.
that is how workflows are working. So I think once you run your business, the workflow feature is very useful thing, right? Okay.
Yes.
If you go to the configuration section, these are the configuration which need with the CRM. These are very basic things. The company details, we can set this logo and your company details. I think your company details is still not here. We can update it from here, right? So we have to go to the view and we can update it. Then the customer portal. Actually, this is customer portal is a separate add-on coming with the Vtiger. By default, we are not installing it. We are installing it as per customer request, right? If you want to, if your customers want to send something to you, that customer portal is a good thing. But I am not sure whether you need that or not, right? So if your customer sending anything, we can install it at a separate add-on, right? Which will include these modules, tickets, fact, invoices, codes, products like that. So customer can send the tickets to this CRM from that portal. I'm not sure whether is it applicable to you or not. You can talk to Kajal and tell me about that, right?
Got it.
Okay. If you go to the currency section, by default it's available the US dollars. If you want to add another currency like euro or whatever the currency, you can select it from here, right? You can select it from here, and you need to give the conversion rate. Maybe I'm not sure the value. Once you set the conversion rate, it will uh, appear with that, right? So I said that 0.9, so it will once you change the currency. Let's say you have $100 in your, if you value a product to $100, but once you change your currency to euro, it will appear as 90 euros. right? That is how it's working. So like that you can add many currencies as you if you need. Or otherwise, if you want to delete anything, you can delete it from here as well. Okay. So this is the outgoing server. This is where we are sending emails. I think we have a plugin. If you want to set, there are some plugins available. So each user can send using their own email. Otherwise, this email will appear as a sender's email. Okay.
Got it.
This is the configuration editor, right? From here we can set support email ID and support name and the maximum size upload size. It's by default Vtiger allows only up to 5 MB, right? But if you want, uh, I can add more than that.
Yeah, increase the upload size, please.
To what? What's the size?
I guess 10 megabytes, double that.
Okay. I have to do it from the code, not from here. So I will do it after this session. Okay.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay. Again, the maximum text length in the list view. That means you know that the text size in here
Yeah,
you can see it's only 40, but we can change it. Right.
that's fine. That's fine for now.
Again, maximum entries per page in list view. In here we can see only 20, right? You can see 1 to 20, but I think we can increase up to 100. If you want, we can increase up to 100, so you can see 100 records on the page. Okay.
Got it.
Okay. This section, the other section is pick list field values. So as you know, we can see many pick list fields in here like industry, type, and many other fields, right? If you want to remove or you need to add some values to that, you need to go here. Let's say if you go to organization module, it will show all the drop downs fields, the pick list fields available under this. Let's say if you select rating, it will show the fields rating values, right? If you want to remove anything, you can remove it from here, right? If you want to add new value, you can add from here. Again, you can select a color for that field as well, right?
Nice.
So if you want to add a color like maybe color like this, so you can set it like this. Then it's easy for you to differentiate from other fields as well, right? So that is how it's working. Again, you can assign those drop down to a particular role, right? Maybe the CEO, he may able to see all the drop down values, but if you go to the salesperson, you can remove fields from him as well, right? So once you remove and save, he will see only those 3 fields. Okay, I think you are clear, right?
Yes.
Okay. So the next section is pick list dependency. Pick list dependency means uh, if you we can set dependence between 2 fields like this. Let's say we are selecting rating fields with the industry fields. Once you say change on the value on the rating, right? Let's how to say this. Let's say we have a fields called country and the states, right? We know that in USA, let's say we have 25 states. I'm not sure the exact amount. And if you select Australia, maybe there are 8 to 10 states, right? So once you select the country, the states relating to that country will appear in the other drop down, right? That is how it's working. I'm not sure whether I can do something from here. Let's say if I remove few fields in here and save. So rating was industry. Once you select this field acquired, sorry, once you select this field apparel, it will show only few fields, right? If you select something, some other field, I think it's not working here properly. Later I will show you some example, okay? Because I cannot get
Okay.
any relationship between these two fields, that's why it's not working properly. Later I will show you how it's working. Let's remove this, otherwise things may get complex. Again, if you go to the main menu, these are the modules which is showing under this menu, right? So we can remove, if you want, we can remove this, right? Once you remove it, it will appears in this section. If you want to add it again, you can add it as well, right? So this is how the menu is working, but sometimes some customers asking to remove one or two tabs from here and add all the menus into here or something, or if you want to do that, we can do that as well, right? Some because some customers saying that this menu is bit complex right? Because some modules are available in more than one tab. If you go to organization, if you can see it is available under the marketing tab as well as sales tab also, right? Again, it's available in inventory as well. So like, so some customers saying that is bit complex, so we are removing it from the other tabs and we make sure it's available only under the one tab. Are you doing any lead conversion to other how your business is progressing? If you are doing it, I can explain how this is working. Otherwise, I think we don't need this part.
Um, for leads, we just get it's more so referral by mouth. So
Do you need that? Oh, what?
we don't use faxing for leads. We use Google SEO for leads.
Okay. So then we don't need this part, right?
No.
What about tax management? Are you doing this?
This doesn't make sense to me considering that we invoice our clients through here?
You can send invoice from here. If you go to the, if you want to send an invoice, you need to go to inventory and invoice, right? So then you have to add invoice.
And what does I want to like what I showed you with the blinds book website? How do I send them? Do I have to type up the whole order again? Because that's exactly what I want to avoid.
No, we cannot do the same thing from here right now, right? Because we have to modify this CRM for that. That's why I think the KJL mentioned that we need many hours for that, because by default those functions are not available in the CRM, right?
I
We have
understand.
to do
Okay,
the
so how would I invoice a client $2,000 for 5 roller shades?
yeah. Initially, you need to add the product, the roller sheet under the products. Okay. So let's say this is the roller sheet and the
Shade,
price.
not sheet. Roller shade.
What's that?
It's a roller shade, not a roller sheet.
Shade.
There you
Okay, so maybe the price is, let's say, $200. So if you want to set the other values, you can set, or you can save this. Okay. So then after you need to go to the invoice. You need to give the name of the invoice. You need to select your customer or the organization. Let's say this one. So you need to give these details, billing and shipping details. Then after you need to select the product from here, the roller shade. Once you select the product, the price will appear here. You can say change the quantity from here, right? Whatever the quantity. Then after you can save this. It's automatically getting the tax values we are setting from the back end, and it's so then after you can save it. I think
Okay.
we have to give the mandatory
There's an
fee.
issue with this because every roller shade is custom ordered. Is there, you know what? Is there integration with QuickBooks? Can I just copy an invoice from QuickBooks and then send it through the CRM?
Yeah, there are some plugins available to link CRM with the QuickBooks.
Because there's no point. There's literally no point in everything you just showed me. There's absolutely no point. So I'd rather just, especially since I have to make the item instead of just write down the item and customize it to order. Yeah, can you make it so I could just import the invoice from QuickBooks or from a PDF? I could just import it from a PDF and then it sends it from the CRM.
Actually, you cannot import it from the PDF because you know that we cannot get the values from a PDF. But if you have a Excel file, a CSV file, we can import it for the invoice. But again, we have to map the values, the CRM values
Okay.
with your QuickBooks values because that's how
All
it's
right.
working.
Then how about whatever plugin you have to do that I could just import the invoice from QuickBooks and then put it on the CRM to send it to a client. We'll just do that for now until we get the thing that we've been asking for.
Mhm.
Back to square one. Regardless, I have to leave the office in 5 minutes, so let's cut it again short. We spent like an hour, and yesterday we did half an hour, so that's good so far. Next week we'll set up another date for more training if that's okay.
Okay, except Monday, I think I can do it on any other day.
Except Monday, that's fine. I'll let you know. Thank you so much.
Okay.
And the videos are saved, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. To further discuss on comments, let me see. I gave you guys 2 extra CSV files on Trello. Look at those when you can. The SMS feature, I need that done, and also I need the being able to upload photos to the client's project files that we were talking about yesterday, and also the feature that I could drag the project into the calendar, so then anyone here could just look at the calendar, click on the project from the calendar, and then just work on the file from there. So yeah, that would be greatly appreciated to be done before our next training.
Okay. Let's see.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Prabhat.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
And we'll see each other next week.
Okay.
Thank you and have a great weekend.
Bye. Thank you.